How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with our Buffalo Sabres franchise mode. And first, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the absolute just outpouring of love and support for the first one in this franchise mode. I mean, you guys killed it. I think at the time of recording, I saw 20 likes and no dislikes, so I'm glad that you all liked it. And it's just doing really, really well, and I'm glad it makes me happy because we're going back to Buffalo, which is my favorite team, and it's where my YouTube channel actually started. So it's pretty cool. So if you guys didn't see the last one, and we did kind of make some moves, nothing too crazy. I mean, we got Cody Eakin and Colin Wilson. So, I mean, like I said, nothing crazy. Defensively, still looks the same. But we're doing okay. We're in a wild card spot now, and hopefully we can, hang around this area. We got 2 games in hand on the Leafs, so if we win those 2, we're in a divisional spot. But one of the moves I did want to make was to get rid of Andrew Hammond. If I didn't do that already, I did not, I don't believe. So that we can let Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen be the starter down in Rochester. He's a 74 overall. He did grow 1 overall point so far this season. I'm not gonna bother trying to make a manual trade. I'm gonna just hit find trade. Whatever the computer feels like giving me, I will probably take it because it's Andrew Hammond. It's the AHL starter. That means Jonas Johansson is gonna be the starter or the backup down in the AHL. So Hammond, add him to the trade block, and a fifth. Okay, so Stars or the Jets. Let's go with the Stars. Accept that one. Unfilled spot in the minors. I know everybody's gonna be upset because I traded away. Let's just go to edit lines. I will make Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen the starter down in Rochester, and then you know what? I was thinking about calling up Casey Middlestat. But I think I'm going to leave him down there, at least for now. He is listed as a third-line scoring forward. He's doing really well. I don't want to stunt his growth, but I feel like a little bit more time. I don't know if I did my scouting or not. I'm going to double-check that. Because if I didn't do my scouting, I'll give him one more scouting cycle because that's how I know when to cut it. Yeah, it looks like I've got like a day or two for some of my scouts before, strengths and weaknesses. So some of these guys decided to go on their own mission. I'm going to tell them not because they're stupid. They should just be scouting players' potential. So I'm going to fix that. We'll probably go up to the Vancouver game. Let's just advance a day so we can get everybody done. A new Central Scouting update. And we lose to the Calgary Flames. Disappointing. Now, Marcus Johansson on the second line leads the team in points. I'll tell you what, I did not expect that. If there's anybody I expected to lead the team in points, it was probably going to be Jack Eichel. Victor Olofsson, how's he doing? He's got 13 goals, 12 assists. I mean, that's 25 points in 29 games. Jeff Skinner, that's a -5. You know what? Let's bump up his ice time. He's a sniper. We're going to give him that first line ice time. We're going to see if stacking the first line can help us win a few more games. As far as special teams, Reinhart, Eichel, Johansson. Johansson's probably got quite a few power play points, I want to say. He's got 7 of his 32. Okay, so no, not really. What is Jack at? Jack is at 31, but 20 goals. Dang, the dude is pumping in goals. I'll take it. Not going to argue with Jack Eichel scoring goals. But, Cody Eakin definitely needed better second-line center. We don't have one, though. Kyle Oposo's listed as a second-line forward, so we'll switch that. Cody Eakin, makes that line a lot worse. Colin Wilson on the 4th line. He's listed as a third-line scorer, though I'd like to keep that as is. I want to give Olofsson more ice time, though. I mean, he's getting 19, and he had 25 points, so I don't like the fact that it's a -1 for this line, that none of them really fit the scheme. Nothing seems to make this better. I like Connor Sheary as a right wing, but they don't fit the line. It's okay. You know what? I'm going to leave it the -1. It's not the end of the world. Hopefully this line can play all right. I mean, Colin Wilson's a +5, so I'll take it. Olofsson's a +9, and Skinner was a -5. So, we're going to do a little bit of line shuffling. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary. If we drop Sheary down, but I'd like to see him keep getting points. He's got 16, 8 goals, 8 assists in 29 games played, so we're fine there. Defensively, I think we're fine. I think everybody is. The second line here is a minus. I'd like to keep Yoki Haru, giving him as much ice time as possible, but that may not be possible. Oh wow, a +3 down there to that bottom pairing if I do that. So if we move Jake McCabe up, just like that, and then we'll play Miller on his offhand. But Yoki Haru seems to be a really good fit for the team, so I want to keep him, bump down his ice time a little bit. He's got 8 goals, which is Yoki Haru's got 8 goals? I didn't even realize that. Wow, okay. So he's doing well. But like I said, we gave Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen the starting job down here in Noop, where we gave him the starting job down here in Rochester. Hopefully that helps him grow a little bit more. He's listed as a minor starting goalie, so we want to give him that chance. Casey Middlestat's listed as the third line scorer. Like I said, don't know if I want to do anything about that now. Gonna wait one more scouting cycle. So I will go ahead and set up the scouting. We'll probably go to the All-Star game. Here in right about here is this weekend, the 26th, or early February. We'll assess where we're at in early February, maybe even the February 5th kind of thing, and then see where we're at. Maybe make a trade, maybe don't make a trade. Maybe trade some dead weight in Kyle Poso, or trade some players for some picks. I mean, we're currently not in a playoff spot. We are 1 point behind the Flyers in a playoff spot right now, so hopefully some line changes can help us, overtake the Leafs, because they're really close to where we are. They've got 33. A win puts us 1 point behind them, so here against Vancouver, hopefully we can get through this West Coast road trip. But I'm going to go do some scouting, and I will jump back in with you guys when I'm all set with that. Thanks to video editing, I am now back. And that was just a couple seconds for you guys. Not even, probably like half a second. But for me, that was a few minutes. Scouting is all set all the way through early March. So good news is we don't have to worry about it. Probably for the entire length of this video. It's like up here in March 8th is when I think the last day is. So we'll probably get up here to early February. We'll simulate just up to there and see how things are going. If things are going poorly, ouch. Very poorly right there, but we did win there. Okay, and if things are going poorly, I'll stop it somewhere in between here, maybe make a trade earlier, but I think we're just going to roll with what we got now. I don't know what we're going to go for, how we're going to do. We're right in that mix for a playoff hunt. I don't really want to... I guess I could get rid of Scott Wilson. He's playing in the AHL, though, so as much as I want to help the NHL squad with a 4th-round pick, I don't know how much it does help. It does appear that we're right in the mix, though. Very, very pleased. We're tied with the Maple Leafs and the Panthers, who are both in a divisional playoff spot, and 1 point behind the Flyers. So we are right there. Jack Eichel has 28 goals in 40 games played now. Wow, okay. So now that we're at the end of the month, I do want to double-check Casey Middlestat. He had 25 points. Johansson still doing well. Risto's up there with 38. Let's stick with forwards for now. Jeff Skinner's now up to 33. I forgot what he had at the end of the last one. I think he had 21 or something like that. 21 points. So in the last 10 games, he got another 10 points. So doing well. Olofsson's still doing well. He had 25, so he's gotten 6 points in 10 games on the second line. Can't complain. Sam Reinhart doing well. 4 points. 4 goals, 30 points. Connor Sheary has 24 points down there on the third line. That third line seems to have come alive. Kyle Poso on the second line. I think he's our second line center now. But Sheary, Wilson, and Eakin. Eakin has gotten 1 point, I think. Wow, Eakin has not been good. Offensively, but maybe it's freeing up guys like Connor Sheary and Colin Wilson to go ahead and play more aggressively because they know they have Eakin. Gergenson's on the fourth line has 16 points. Larson with 7. Saboka has a goal in his 11 games that he actually played. VC 9 goals. I like the depth goal scorer. We're getting a lot of goals coming in from different places than you would expect. This guy, though, is almost a point per game. Rasmus Ristolainen is absolutely just killing it. Yoki Haru and Montour seem to have their plus-minuses are improving. Jake McCabe is a plus 13. This dude is a plus-minus beast. Maybe he's still worth his $2.85 million. But Yoki Haru up there with 13 points. Miller with 13 points. So that bottom pairing seems to be doing well. He's got another goal, too. He's on pace for 20 goals. Almost 20 goals this season. For Henry Yoki Haru is what he's on pace for. That's insane. If he can get 20 goals this season, that would be ridiculous. Who's not playing ridiculous is Rasmus Dahlin. I'd like to see Rasmus just do a little more. He's got 2. Wow. Risto's got 7 power play points. And Dahlin's only got 2. Penalty minute-wise, Montour's taking a good fair bit. Yoki Haru, good for him. And then in goal, Hutton's playing even worse now than he was. But Ullmark's actually improved, I think. That's a good season from Linus Ullmark. Carter Hutton down at 895. It's mirroring what's happening in real life. Rookie skaters, we have none. I'm pretty sure Olofsson's a rookie, guys. So, okay, EA. Whatever. Down in the AHL, though, Casey Middlestat now has 37 points in 31 games. He had 25 and 21, so now he's got 37 and 31. So in 10 games, he got 12 points. I'm going to keep him down there. It looks like he's doing quite well. Scott Wilson's benefiting as well. Tage Thompson, 10 goals, 10 assists. I mean, I guess not everybody can play fantastic. I guess he is also out of position, but 20 points in 31 games is nothing to scoff at. Let's take a look at goaltenders. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I think, is improving on what he was at. He had 3 wins in 8 games, so in the next 8, he's gotten 6. So I'll take that. I think, so far so good for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Yeah, it's definitely, I think, better than what he was at. So, hopefully he continues to grow. Jonas Johansson, really good one game he's played. I can't complain about that at all. But, Casey Middlestat with 37 points on 31 games. Hopefully he'll get a nice boost and can be the second line center that we need him to be. He's got no concerns. He's not happy. He's really happy because of his individual performance. And, the happier we can keep Casey Middlestat, the better. I'm sure guys like Jack Eichel are really happy because of their individual performance. Johansson wasn't playing as well. I think, Morel seems to be going well. Ooh, Colin Wilson is not happy because his recent individual performance. Okay, I guess he expects himself to play better, but, 18 points, 5 goals. I would like to see him get, 36 points from a third liner is not that bad. He's, anywhere in the 30 to 40 range is going to be fine with me. You want 50, 60 out of your second line and then 70, 80 out of your first liners is what I'm looking for personally, especially this season. But it looks like the team is playing well, and I don't think I really want to upset the apple cart here and make another move or anything right now. So we'll go ahead and go to the end of January here. Get up here to the February 5th like I was suggesting. We might even get right up to the trade deadline. And we beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's a big win. And another win there, the point streak, until we face the Florida Panthers, we are actually in a playoff battle with. Who lost to Vancouver there, 6-2, almost like the real life loss, which was 6-3. We do beat, 3 out of the 4 games that week we did win. We beat the Detroit Red Wings, who are a divisional opponent. Really not too concerned about them. That's Riley Nash, a second and a fifth. I don't think it's worth it. I think I checked this out before. I think he's a 79. He doesn't fit what I'm looking for. We got this nice long week off and a trade to announce. And Martinez in a third for Robertson and a second. I don't know who Robertson is. He's a 69 overall. I assume he's got some kind of potential. But Alec Martinez is a good player. So maybe, I want to start looking at seeing if somebody's got somebody on their trade block. Jack Eichel with 53 points in 49 games. He's on pace for just to have a fantastic season. I'm going to do the math really quickly here. See if I can get how many points he's going to have this season. He's on pace for 88. Good. That's good. But I think the goals are what's going to impress me the most. He's on pace for 53, 54 goals. And I'd be really ecstatic if Jack Eichel could get 53, 54 goals. 50 goals on a season would just be great, especially now that I moved Skinner up there. I assumed Skinner was going to take some shots. How's Middlestat doing? Just a real quick check-in. He's got 48 and 43, so not as... He had 37 and 31, and now he's got 48 and 43. So that's an increase of 11 points in 12 games. So he's basically getting at least a point per game. Dylan Cousins in the in the CHL, is just absolutely destroying. He's destroying the WHL. He's got 65 points in 36 games, 39 assists, 26 goals, shooting 17%, 17 power play points. His giveaway to takeaway ratio, well, they don't care about that right now. But he's still only a 76. I'd like to see him grow a little bit more than that. I'd like to see Samson grow a little bit more. 32 points in 49 games, not going to complain. Jeff, 38 and 49. Can't exactly remember. I guess I can watch the video again and double check how everyone's doing. But wow, Anaheim is having a horrible season. And do they have anybody who I could rent for a season? Doesn't look like they skaters match on the block. Kessler, not really the rental I'm looking for. Richardson and Grabner, no. Boston, no. Oh my goodness, nobody's really got any rental players. Stahl, 4 years, not what I would consider a renter. Haula though, 82 overall. I think he's listed as a second line center. Yeah, second line forward. Still a -4. He's got 43 points in 50 games. I mean, playing only 17 minutes, 43 points is pretty good. I would take that. And he seems to be would fill that hole on the second line and wouldn't cost us too much. I mean, I have the cap for that, and I probably have the tradable assets for that. So Haula on the Hurricanes is somebody we can look after. Wow, okay. I'd love to get Boqvist. Probably not going to happen, though. So, we're going to keep moving here. But I definitely think the Haula trade is one that I looked at in the last one as well. I think Haula was proposed to me, and I turned it down for now because I wanted to see where this team was going to go. Eric Stahl is got another year left on his deal. He's an 85. He's cheap. I mean, it would provide us a big cushion, $3 million, and if he drops down to an 83, so be it. But that's an 85 for, I think, a really reasonable trade price. I know he's 35 years old. I just wouldn't want to see us drop off. I think Haula is actually having an even better season and is cheaper and gives us more flexibility going into the offseason. So I think Haula is the guy I would like to target. And wow, okay, the Islanders just say, I don't want my team anymore. Take it. I don't want your team either, Islanders. I'm sorry. I just don't. I mean, Brassard, maybe. He's got 28 points in 49 games. I just like the look of Haula better. Let's keep rolling. Wow, the Rangers are actually having a pretty good season, and they don't want to give up anybody. I can understand why. Tyler Ennis, bring him back to Buffalo. Kevin Hayes has no value because he's making 7x7, and he's only an 82. So, yeah. That's one of those contracts that doesn't look as bad in real life. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic. I mean, it's a good trade, or it's a good signing, I think. I mean, you guys are doing well in Philly, but it is what it is. Okay, let's keep looking here. Tyler Myers, no. Edler, he's 33, 2 years. I mean, Tanev would be a rental, but we don't really need defensemen. Like, that's not what we need. Paul Stastny here, 84, 2 years left. Pretty decent amount of trade value. Pretty good player. I think Haula's just better. I just think he is better, and I think he would be the better move here for us to go target. I mean, let's go after Eric Haula. I mean, that's not really that much trade value. Stahl would be great, but I think I could re-sign Haula for 3.5, less than $4 million, probably. Probably similar to Stahl. We'd have a full season of Stahl as well, but Stahl has the potential to drop off. Haula, I feel like I could move. I could move a guy like Tage Thompson, or actually, we've got Philip Hollander here. I think I signed him at the start of the season, and I think that would be a pretty good trade for us. Yeah, I definitely signed this guy before the season started. He's a 60 overall, medium top 6. Doesn't look like he's going to grow or do anything. He's not even playing on the Amerks. So I think I might go 1-for-1. Hollander for Haula, straight up. Trade rejected. Sweeten it just a touch. Okay, so we're going to have to throw in either a late round draft pick, which I don't exactly have a ton of. I got a 2nd, 7th from the Stars here. Let's throw in ours, because I think we might be having a better season than the Stars. I don't know how they're doing. But Hollander and a 7th for Haula? Okay, yeah, I didn't think the 7th was going to sweeten it enough. I don't have any picks this year, guys. Interesting. A 1st, a 2nd, a 5th, and a 7th, and a 7th. Okay, but I have a lot of 5ths next year. I have 3 5ths next year, 3 6ths next year. Let's throw in our 5th from next year and see how that goes. A 5th in Hollander for Haula. Trade accepted. Beautiful. Eric Haula is now going to be our 2nd line center, and it improves morale in the locker room. That's great. I think that's really, really, really going to be good for this team. We can drop... Oh, Cody Eakin is up to an 80. Good for him. Is that morale? It's probably morale. Oh, yeah, Cody Eakin and Eric Haula. They're back together. They're the Vegas buddies. Johan Larsson probably is the guy. Maybe VC. Yeah, no, I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to scratch, I think, Larsson. Larsson replaced with Haula. Yes. Replace those guys, and wow, he fits the 2nd line really, really well. +3 to all these guys on the 2nd line. And so far, I think so good. The lines look a lot better. Let's just double check our penalty kill. Gergensons and Eakin, Eichel and VC. VC, not exactly what I would consider a defensive stalwart. I think I might put Eric Haula on the penalty kill. Why am I a -1 here? No, because I only one guy that actually fits the... That makes no sense to me. But they don't like Haula, so... Do you like Colin Wilson? Yeah? No? No, we don't. We don't like Colin Wilson. But we like Gergensons. Apparently this is a bad penalty killing unit, but I think it's fine. I don't seem to see any kind of issue with it. 3-man penalty kill, Eakin. Eakin's already on the first man penalty kill, right? I could... Oh, there we go. If we put Wilson on the first line and put Eakin with Eichel, and it's good. So we lose the +1 on the first line, but we're back to even everywhere else. Johansson, Skinner, Victor Olofsson there. I like Johansson there because he's getting a lot of points. I don't want to really change the power play, I don't think, too much. But Olofsson here, Haula and Johansson, I have to remember. Actually, no, they tracked that for me now. I don't actually have to remember that. Let's double check what our power play is looking like this season. 56 points and tied for the 3rd divisional spot. So it looks good. I didn't want to go to player stats. Haula becomes the 3rd leading scorer on the team. Wow, he's the 3rd leading scorer on the team, and we just acquired him to be our 2nd-line center. He was doing really well there in Carolina. But here we are. I mean, we look good. I mean, goals for per game, 2nd most in the division. Goals against per game, is improving. I think I remember it was 3 last time we took a look at it. Power play could be better. It's okay. It's definitely not, horrible times on the power play. We're okay, so we're getting a good amount of chances. I mean, we just need to convert a few more. I'm not going to push the panic button yet. Penalty kill, it doesn't look like it's going great. Time short-handed, it average, nothing crazy. I mean, we're not a great team, but we're not a horrible team. We're right in that range. Doing a little bit better than we are in real life, so I'll give myself that much credit. But let's get right up to the trade deadline here, guys, and see what we want to do, because I already made my 1 trade. So let's go ahead and get up to this Winnipeg game. See how the team plays now with Haula on the 2nd line. Lievo, a 3rd and a 6th for a 2nd. Guys, I don't know if I want to keep giving away picks. A 3-0 win there, a 5-3 win. Those are 2 divisional wins, and a 4-3 win right there. We are unbeaten with Erik Haula on the team. I like it a lot. Okay, and there's an overtime loss. So we lost, but we still got a point. Sammy Vatanen and Wayne Simmons go to Montreal. In return, New Jersey gets a 2nd, a 3rd, and a goaltending prospect named Primo, who's at 70 overall. A 3-1 win in the Atlantic, another 3-0 win, a 4-3 loss to the really bad Ducks team. That's okay. I mean, I guess you're bound to lose. And we beat the Detroit Red Wings. There we go. We just keep beating up on the Detroit Red Wings all season. And now San Jose gets a bunch of cap relief as they send Vlasic and Marleau to Colorado for Bowers and Timmins. Now, it's probably not reflective of their true value, but the contract at least for Vlasic, Patrick Marleau is making what, $700,000? So his contract is pretty good. Vlasic making a lot of money, but they had to make a choice, Brent Burns or Vlasic, and they decided to keep Burns. So they get Bowers and Timmins. Decent return. Hopefully those guys can be, for them anyway, just squeak in as one of those bottom guys. And Kevin Hayes is on the move, just as I'm talking about is, what? San Jose cleared up the cap space from Vlasic, then turns around and gets rid of Melker Karlsson, Joe Thornton, Brendan Dillon, and Heed, and they get Kevin Hayes and Ratcliffe. I wonder how good Ratcliffe is. Because that seems like a lot of value. I mean, is San Jose shedding cap or taking... I can't tell. Oh, my goodness. A 2nd and a 7th for JT Compher and a 4th. We had JT Compher once before Colorado. Colorado wants to make a bunch of moves, it seems. Colorado's in that wheeling and dealing phase, I guess. And a 4-3 win there after 2 losses. So we kind of snap our losing. And then this Pittsburgh game is going to be pretty important. I think a 4-3 loss. And wow, look at the division now. Okay, we got 2 games in hand on everybody. We'll just advance 1 day. Get right up here to the end of the trade deadline. And Rasmus Ristolainen leads the team in points. What? I mean, he's having a fantastic season, but what? Is Jeff Skinner on the first line not working out? Should I get... I mean, Jack Eichel has 61 points in 61 games, so it's not like he's having a bad season. But wow, 27 goals now for Victor Olofsson. And Erik Haula, how is he doing now on our team? He's got 8 points in 12 games, and he's a +8. So something about this 2nd line just works. And then now Johansson's flipped his plus-minus around as well. Where are all the goals coming against us? The plus minus is great. Oh, this bottom line is very, very, very bad. Cody Eakin fits it, but I don't. Is it Jimmy Vesey or Gergensons? Who's the problem here? Who's the problem child? VC's got 20 points. You know what, VC, you've got the least amount of points. I'm going to scratch you. Who is scratched? We've got Larson and Sobotka. Sobotka was a +2, and Larson was a +1. So we'll give Sobotka the ice time. Why not? We'll just see what he can do with the time there. Cody Eakin, how are you at face-off? 79. Vlad Sobotka's at 79 as well. But yeah, Kyle Oposo, 27 points in 61 games. You know, if it wasn't for the $6 million cap hit, wouldn't be upset. Defensively, Dahlin has 23 points in 61 games. Risto has 62 in 61. We got Jake McCabe with 12, but he's still a good plus. 12 as well for Brandon Montour. Colin Miller with 23 points. And Henryoki Haru still got the minus, but he's got 11 goals on the season. So he has cooled off as far as goal scoring, but, you know, it is what it is. In goal, Carter Hutton, still a bad season. But even better stats there from Linus Ullmark this season. Linus Ullmark looks like he's having a pretty darn good season, guys. I'll tell you what. Looks good to me. All right. We are 2 points out of a playoff spot with 2 games in hand on the Toronto Maple Leafs. If we win this Winnipeg Jets game, I may look to go even harder into this season. Although, I don't want to give up too many assets. I gave up Hollander and a 5th from next year because our Eric Haula is going to be better than anything, any of that. So, advance a day. Can we beat Winnipeg? They want to give us Jimmy Howard. It's not a terrible shout. I just don't want to give up a second. And we lose 6-1 there. There goes some of our game in hand. The game in hand on the Lightning is gone. We got 2 games in hand, though, on the Canadiens still. And we're only 3 points behind them. And again, still another game in hand on the Leafs. Ristolainen got another point, too. So, guys, so far, so good this season. We just have to contend with our own division. You know, it's really our division. It was going to be tough. The Bruins lead it. Panthers, Canadiens, Lightning, Leafs. And then us. I mean, that's kind of what you would expect. Maybe Panthers doing a little better than you would have expected, and especially compared to their real-life performance. But we're right there. I don't know if I need to make any more trades. Before I end the video, though, let's go ahead and check out how AHL is looking. Casey Middlestat, no longer as hot as he was, but he's now up to an 80 overall center, and we might just have to call him up. Now that he's an 80 overall, he's playing really well. Scott Wilson is playing really well, too. He's listed as an 80. Tage Thompson now has 40 points, so he's picked up his pace a little bit. Curtis Lazar, Lawrence Pilot playing well. He's a 79 now, too. Wow. All right, I'll take Lawrence Pilot at 79. Curtis Lazar at a 77. Zach Redmond cooled off. I think he had like 22 points not too long ago. But the most important part, besides Casey Middlestat here, Casey Middlestat is probably going to come up, and he's going to replace Vesey or Sobotka on that 4th line. I think I'm going to call up Casey Middlestat, leave everyone else the same. And in goal, it looks like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is having a pretty good season. Really turned it around since he got the starter job. And Jonas Johansson is a fantastic season for a backup. I mean, 930, 186, that's insane. This dude's insane. But Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, 915, 222. I'm fine with that. You know, keep growing, keep doing your thing, Ukko. Ukko-Pekka, yeah. So Casey Middlestat probably going to get a call up here at the trade deadline, see if he can help us with a playoff push. I want to see what actually has grown for him. He's up to an 80 now, and that's kind of important that he's to 80 and not just to 79, because it fills me with a little bit more confidence seeing that he's, I think 80s are solid NHL players. If you could get a lineup of all 80s, that'd be great. But Rasmus Ristolainen up 12. Is that morale? That's just natural growth. Wow. What is Risto at? Risto's now an 88 overall, high elite. Dang, Risto. Henryoki Haru has grown, a little bit in his defensive categories and hitting. Fine with me. Sam Reinhart has grown in offensive awareness, discipline, and defensive awareness, so he's going to keep on growing there. Dahlin has gotten offensive awareness and defensive awareness up, so those are the ones you want to see. And Victor Olofsson with just the 1 in durability. So, fine with that. Not at all upset. Philip Sederqvist doing fine. Kronholm also doing great. Miska Kukkonen, fine. Rusek Asplund. Asplund's up to a 75. Good for Rasmus Asplund. Some of it is morale growth, but you like to see the natural growth in there as well. Matej Pakar, also doing fine. Casey Middlestat's only grown in 6 spots, but some of his morale growth hopefully would stay. I mean, he's getting offensive awareness, which is good. His shot's getting a little bit better. Defensive awareness, which is great. And endurance as another one. So he's doing okay. Not growing like crazy. Lawrence Pilot is growing, like I said, though, quite nicely, and maybe could be a 7th defenseman next season if we do decide to let somebody walk. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has grown in 3 categories, breakaway and 5-hole, and then his endurance. So hopefully he does grow a little bit more before next season. But everybody seems to be growing fine, and I think it's time to call up Casey Middlestat. I wanted to leave him down there, but now that his point is not as killing it, I think it's just time to call him up. And we would probably slot him in on the 3rd line there between probably Kyle Oposo and Connor Sheary. Kyle Oposo is listed as 2nd line forward. Eric Haula still 2nd line. So Olofsson's a 3rd line scorer, but Olofsson has 27 goals in 62 games. He's got 44 points. I can math. 44 points. I mean, if he's on pace for 30 plus goals, I'm gonna keep him there. The guy that I think I would scratch would be Vladimir Sobotka. We'd keep Eakin. We'd move Colin Wilson down, so it would be Wilson, Eakin, and Girgensons. And then our 3rd line would be Sheary, Middlestat, Oposo, and I think that would be a good line there as well. Defensively, don't think I want to make too many changes, if any, because it looks like everything's working well. So you guys let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.